Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Lasercorn with Mahalo Video Games, and today we have a matchup between Dimaga and Naama. Naama, a player featured fairly often in the Zotac Cup, and he does pretty well there. Dimaga, a feared Zerg player. If you've ever seen, well, I think I just did a cast with him against Empire Cast. You'll see why he is so well respected, and this should be a good game between these two players. I got it off sc2replays.net. And yeah, I'm very excited to see how these two square off against each other. Before things get too interesting here between these two players, I do want to go ahead and take a minute and plug the Lasercorn Challenge. Send me an email to lasercorn@mahalo.com. That's lasercorn with an S, not a Z, with your Battle.net name and character code, and we will play a game. And if you win, you get a $50 gift card to GameStop. So it's a pretty good deal, and all you got to do is beat me. And I get 0 gift cards if I win, so it's a good deal for you, not so much for me. But I enjoy playing, so I like doing it anyway. And we are here on blistering sand, so thing to remember is you got these backdoor rocks here in the base that your opponent can break down and actually get into the back of your base, which would be pretty bad if that happens. So you got to keep an eye on it. Keep an Overlord there if you're a Zerg player, although it looks like Dimaga opting instead not to, and it is too early for the Terran to try and break down those rocks, so it doesn't really matter. But later in the game, you want to keep an eye on that. And it looks like we had a hatchery go up at about 14, so hatchery up before pool, so we're probably not going to see any type of rush here out of our Zerg player. He's probably going to play a more standard game. Meanwhile, our Terran player is warping in that orbital command center, getting it in at about 15-16 supply, which you need to do to get those mules going and really get your economy competitive, especially if your Zerg player is your Zerg opponent is fast expanding, which most Zerg do. And there it is. Command center is finished up. Looks like he's got a Marine there to deny any scouting drones coming up the ramp. Actually, he's moving out with the Marine. And oh, look at this. He just threw down a bunker. So it is going to be a early bunker push from MouzNaama. Interesting strategy, and one that Zerg players hate, the early bunker push. But he did spot it with that Overlord, so good scouting. And oh, the SCV gets trapped and almost goes down to that drone. He had him pinned up against the minerals there for a minute. And that SCV is down to 5 health. One more hit from that drone and he's gone. But the Marine coming in now to back up his SCV friend and chase off those drones. Maybe he'll be able to get the hatchery done now. We do see a Queen on the way. I don't know which hatchery that's coming out of. I assume it's coming out of the main base. And look at that, 4 Zerglings also on the way, and those Zerglings going to take care of that Marine. He did get one SCV, one drone, but I don't know if it was worth it. He did have to cancel his bunker, and the bunker push fails from MouzNaama. So Dimaga on top of his game here, shutting down that bunker rush instantly. And it looks like we are going to have a fast expand from the Terran player. You can see him building that command center, and meanwhile he built a reactor on his barracks and then swapped it out so he could get fast Hellions, 2 of them coming out right now, and he's probably going to try and harass that mineral line, probably at the expansion, although there's only 1 drone at the expansion right now, so maybe he's going to come back around up into that main base. And the Zerg player Dimaga is going to see the Hellions. The Hellions drive right by that Zergling, and so he does know there are Hellions out, but he's got roaches, and he really should have those roaches at the choke point to do the most damage to the Hellions. But wow, that was effective too. It looks like they're cut off. Naama doesn't really want to. Well, actually, he's just going to bypass. He's gone in a loop, and he's circled around that Xel'Naga watchtower, and he's going to head into the base of Dimaga to try and harass these drones. And meanwhile, Hellions from Dimaga have come out across the field and are chasing down some units out there. It looks like the Hellion attack not very successful. Let's see how these drones do. There is a bunker up there, but there's only 1 Marine in it. This could be trouble for Naama. But the 1 Marine bunker, enough to scare off these roaches. Looks like Dimaga going to macro up a little bit here. He's at 44 supply against 31 supply. Actually, he sent those roaches to the back door to start working on those rocks, and Naama sees it. Good intuition on Naama's part. And that Marine cannot get at those roaches. They are out of range, and that could be very bad for Naama, because he needs a way to shut these roaches down. Otherwise, they're going to come right in this back door, and you can see he is building bunkers back here to try and defend his main base. but the roaches could probably just skirt right by those bunkers, get behind the mineral line, and do some serious damage to those SCVs. So we'll have to see what happens here. The roaches are taking a while to take down these rocks, though, so maybe Naama's defenses will be up in time to hold. And he only has one Marine in this bunker right now. He's bringing out the Hellions. Hellions do very little damage. 2 roaches. They're better for light units, but he is bringing them out, and he does want to maybe harass or annoy the Zerg player. And look at this. Dimaga breaks down the rocks and then retreats. Kind of a good strategy because it forced Naama to put up these defenses, waste time, minerals, and attention building these bunkers. And now they're pretty much useless if he doesn't attack this way. I guess you could always salvage him and get him back, but he still wasted time building them, and that was minerals he could have spent on something else. He could get those minerals back and spend them on something now, but it's a little later on, so he delayed any tactics coming from Naama. So good move by Dimaga, showing once again why he is such a great Zerg player. But it looks like these Hellions on the field taking away map control from Dimaga. Dimaga did have control of that Xel'Naga watchtower. He does not now, as those Hellions burn down the Zergling that was controlling it. It looks like these roaches going to sit tight, not move in against him. And yes, you can see these bunkers getting salvaged. Naama now moving out through the back door, or at least stationing some units there. And here come 2 roaches to deal with these Hellions. Hellions do get a couple of early shots off, but what will really take these roaches out is these Marines and Marauders. That's what he needs, not Hellions against roaches. So good strategy there, bringing in those guys. Looks like we're having a second in-base hatchery in the natural. Interesting strategy from Dimaga. You don't see a lot of Zerg players doing that, although I think more should. And Dimaga could be in trouble here as the forces of Naama are coming in now, and he was trying to get 2 spine crawlers up, but not in time. He's trying to chase him off with the Zerglings now, the Zerglings and Queens, but that Terran Micro from MouzNaama is deadly, and he picks off one of the Queens, and now he is in the expansion of Dimaga. This is very bad for Dimaga. He needs to bring out those drones to fight or do something. No, they all just get burned down. He does have a Spire, so he's got Mutas on the way, 7 of them, but I don't know if that'll be enough to save him. He's definitely losing that expansion, and no way to save it now. And he's probably going to pull all his forces together. Once those Mutalisks pop, he'll use the Mutalisks and the Roaches. And no, he's going in with the Roaches and Queen without waiting for the Muta backup, and I'm not sure that was a good idea, as all these Roaches are going to go down. And here come the Mutas. The Mutas did get finished in the upper corner here, and if he could take out these Marines and just leave ground units, he will be able to repel this attack. There's only 2 Marines left, and Broodlings come out chasing down these units. When I said he will be able to repel this attack, I mean theoretically, but these units are going to do a lot of damage before he's able to repel it, and even taking down another Queen. But here we go. Okay, the Mutas have stopped the attack, but more Marines incoming now, and that might be too many Marines for the Mutas to handle. And now he's down to 1 base, so he's lost most of his economy. You can see there one of the Mutas going down, and our Zerg player is in big trouble. He's trying to morph in some Banelings, and the Banelings do take out a couple of Marines, but more reinforcing, and this is just not looking good for Dimaga. Overlord going down, and he is about to lose this Baneling nest. He's getting a bunch of Zerglings now, and another Queen comes out. If anything, I think he needs to try and push this attack back with all these drones. Just send everything, and hope he can repel this attack. Oh, there goes the Spire. That's no good. Don't want to lose your Spire if you're a Zerg. And he did get a few last Banelings out, so we're going to see a final showdown here, but I think it's all but over for our Zerg player. Maybe he'll get some kills for pride here, but I do not see him coming back. And I am hoping those Banelings get in there and do some damage, though, because I always like seeing units die to the Banelings. So we'll have to see what happens with that. And down goes... Oh, no, that Overlord does not go down. Naama's force is now actually pulling back, or maybe looping around. Maybe he wants to go after that back door. He's playing it awfully safe because he does have pretty heavy lead here on his opponent. And here we go. Oh, no, I thought we were going to see the final encounter, but maybe not. And Dimaga does not want to give this game up. Scan going down, he's picking off those creep tumors that are cloaked unless you scan them. And yes, it looks like he is going to attack this back door now and head into the main base. No, but Dimaga GG's out, and that is game.